don't you have a seat right over at the bar for me, will you? You say, I'm gonna lick you. The only bad news about that is you're probably not going to need that type of protection tonight.
Hey everybody, Sexy Matt the Pharaoh Wizard here. The long-awaited new Predator movie is finally here. What did I like? What did I dislike? Let's just get right into it. So, The Predator is brought to us by director Shane Black, who brought us the worst MCU movie, Iron Man 3, as well as Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, I suppose. So, the plot is a Predator ship is being chased by another Predator ship, and the first ship crash lands on Earth, and that Predator gets captured by the US government, and the chasing Predator is here to get that Predator back, as well as hunt down some people. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And people get caught in the crossfire, I guess. So let's talk about the characters. So our main character is Boyd Holbrook, playing Quinn McKenna, who you might remember him as Guy Pearce from Logan, and he was very awesome in that. This movie, not so much. So, he is a sniper and a sergeant in the army, I guess? Maybe the Marines? I don't know. He's a sniper. And he's the first one to see the initial Predator ship crash. And, yeah. Basically, what Rick Flag did in Suicide Squad is what's going on here. He's Army guy. I don't know. He's very cocksure, and yeah, that's kind of it. And we have the beautiful Olivia Munn playing Casey Brackett, who you might remember as playing Psylocke in X-Men Apocalypse, in the little bit she was in, but she was in X-Men Apocalypse. So she is a biologist who is looking for alien life and is brought in when they capture the first Predator. So here's the thing with this character. She is just a scientist. She's just a biologist. So, like, she has no combat training, but she goes from, like, barely handling a, like, pellet gun, not pellet gun, but like a dart gun, to, by the end of the movie, whipping around an M16 with a grenade attachment on it. Yeah, it's weird. If they characterized her more as like having some sort of military background or anything of that nature, it would make a little bit more sense, but they really don't. So it kind of comes out of nowhere, and, I'm not a weapons expert, but there is a huge difference between firing a dart gun and even a 9mm handgun to firing a rifle, specifically an M16 rifle. Like, they're two different styles, it's two huge difference in guns, but she just, like, handles it out of nowhere. Like, no, don't get me wrong, Olivia Munn kicks a lot of ass in this. It's just, it doesn't make sense for the character that they built up through the movie. Yeah, it's weird. Then we have Key and or Peele playing Quayle. I know, it's Keegan-Michael Key, but I like the joke. So he is the comic relief. That's basically his character. If you knew, the first Predator movie had the director, Shane Black, was in the movie as like a kind of goofy guy spouting a lot of jokes and things, and Keegan-Michael Key is basically him. That's what he does. He's spouting off jokes, and yeah. I don't know. For a guy who portrayed a whole lot of different interesting characters all throughout his show, he's just seems to be playing himself. Yeah, not a lot to say there. And then finally, we have Sterling K. Brown playing Trager. And you might remember him as Joe Boo from Black Panther. So we have someone from Logan, someone from X-Men, someone from Black Panther. It is a whole Marvel cavalcade going on. So he is head of the research facility that captures the first Predator. And I don't know what he's doing with this character. I don't understand it. Like, he laughs at weird random times. He's, like, off-putting, but then trying to be friendly. He's, like, trying to be, kind of intimidating, but then, like, smiley and happy. I don't understand what's going on with this character whatsoever. Most of the time through the movie, whenever I saw him, I just threw up my hands like, what is this? What is he even doing? Yeah, I don't understand that character whatsoever. He was weird. I don't get it. I don't get it. So what did the Predator do well? Well, definitely the gore and the practical effects are fantastic in this. There's some great scenes done with bodies being cut open, cut in half, gunshots, stabbing, slashing. It is a total gore fest, anything you expect from an 80s style R-rated action movie. It definitely lives up to what you would see in the first Predator movie. It lives up to that. It is fantastic. Some just amazing practical effects done. I loved it. It was well done right there. Credit where credit is due for sure. Another thing I liked, because I am a continuity nerd, is it links to the other movies, all the other movies. Predator 2 and Predators both reference the first movie, but not each other at all. This one specifically references Predator, Predator 2, and then has things that were established in Predators that were talked about in this. Obviously, they didn't bring up too much of Predators because it took place off-world, but they brought in some of the ideas. So I feel like this is the one that finally links all these movies together into like one combination universe. And I like that a lot. As a continuity nerd, that makes me happy. And finally, the lighter tone of this was different. I'd like to say it's a good thing. There was some good jokes. This one, I think, in the future will be known as the funny Predator. This one had a lot more lighter tones, a lot more jokes. Everyone is having a lot of fun filming it. So, it was pretty good. A lot of the jokes landed. And it made, a bit of a breezier, fun movie, and I like that, because Predators with Adrian Brody took itself very seriously. Like, it was hardcore, serious action movie. And this, kind of lightens that tone up a bit, and I like that. I like a little bit of contrast in this franchise. So well done there. But no movie is perfect. Where does The Predator fall short? Well, and a lot of places, to be honest. So the overall pacing and feel of this movie is just off. Like, it is just, first off, it just rushes you right into this. And Predators did that with great effect, where you're just right into the action. But the problem is like, it's rushing all the character development and then kind of gets into action, but then expects you to care about these people for the action to make sense. And so that doesn't work when you rush right through the character stuff. If you just want a big dumb action movie, don't even worry about the character stuff. But it's trying to have both, and it doesn't work. And just the feeling of this movie is just very off. It's just kind of off-putting, and I don't know. It's hard to put my finger on it specifically. I have some specific things I'll get into later that I didn't care for, but yeah, the overall it just felt weird. This movie just had a weird tone to it, and it was just very off-putting. And probably some of that comes from everybody in this movie is a terrible person and is needlessly cruel. I mean, they are very mean to people with neurological disorders and people on the spectrum specifically. But they also have, like, soldiers killing soldiers, and not, like, mind-controlled or anything, but, like, straight-up soldiers killing soldiers, and, like, You're like, you know they're doing a job. You are them. Like, what? Why are we doing this? And our heroes are straight up murdering people, like hardcore murdering humans. Not just predators, they are murdering humans. And it's just needlessly cruel. And back to people on the spectrum, I don't want to give too much away and talk specifics, but this one bears being said, and in a spot where I know everyone's watching. They establish a kid that is said in the movie has Asperger's, and they call him retarded. Just gonna leave that with you for a second. Are you proud of yourself, Shane Black? Did you write that and go, oh man, I'm just a genius? Yeah, that is a really shitty thing to do. Even if you make a joke of it, which you tried to do, you still called somebody with Asperger's retarded. That is a really dickish thing to do. And not to mention, they make numerous jokes about people with Tourette's. Sorry, call me, a social justice warrior or whatever. That's not cool. That's not okay, Shane Black. And those are our heroes doing that. That's not like, that's not like, a bully or whatever, or the villains or whatever. These are our heroes doing this. These are who we're supposed to root for. And I think that's the overall maybe major problem with this is our heroes are shitty people and you want them to die. And this isn't like a slasher movie where you're like, oh yeah, I hope people are dying. But they kind of tried to do that. And yeah, it's kind of doesn't work. Yeah. So the other movie, so Predator as a franchise is an action sci-fi movie, but was always more on the action spectrum. It was just this alien that likes hunting people, attacking humans, and them having to deal with the situation as humans are today, with an alien race. And this one leans a lot more heavy on the sci-fi part of it, and I think that's to its detriment. Because we get a little too much info about the predators, and it kind of lays a bit of the mystery of them away. All the other ones, like, no one knew anything about these guys. A little bit of questions, like hinting and passing or whatever, but generally no one knew anything about predators, what they are, what they can do. But now we kind of know too much because they've gone too much on the sci-fi side. And yeah, I don't care for it. And yeah, my last big complaint, even though I gave them a lot of props for their practical effects and gore, where there was CG, it was very questionable at times. You see it in the trailer, but there's a bigger Predator, and he's like smashing through a house at one point, and it looks wrong. He doesn't look like he's there. It's very off. And I gotta say, all this kind of leads to a very controversial thing I'm gonna say, so hold on. Here we go. Shane Black isn't a good director. There, I said it. He definitely made the worst MCU movie. I'm sorry, I know everyone has the one they hate the most, but come on. Iron Man 3 isn't good. And I looked at his other IMDb. He's written some good things, but directing, I didn't get what the big deal with Nice Guys was. It wasn't that good either. So yeah, he's just not a good director, I think. I'm going to come out and say it. I don't think Shane Black's a good director. So yeah, that's where I'm leaving there. But I want to get into some more specifics, so let's go spoiler time. So throw up the sign here, jump to this time code here if you want to skip spoilers, but spoiler time, aho. So there was somebody that's been promoting this movie and it was supposed to be a big deal. You might have noticed I left him out of my character breakdown. So Jake Busey is in this, and I love Jake Busey, and they made a big deal that like he's playing the son of his dad who was in the second movie, kind of tying this more together. I'm in this movie more than Jake Busey is in this movie. He has like 4 lines, and if I didn't know the background knowledge that he's playing his dad's son, from the second movie, you would not know that at all. If you came into this fresh, you would not know that guy had any backstory whatsoever. He's barely in it. He's killed. They're not mentioning that whole point of him being, Gary Busey's son. And so what was the point? And they wasted a lot of actors like that. They have Thomas fucking Jane in this, and they waste him. They, give him Tourette's syndrome so they can make all these jokes that, oh, he cusses at the wrong times. Ooh. Yeah, that's not fucking funny. People have to deal with Tourette's their whole lives. It is not a fucking joke. And yeah, you have Thomas Jane doing that, so you waste him as a great action star, and you make him this punchline throughout the entire movie. The fuck? So another thing that really bothered me is they actually called the Predators a predator. And yeah, that's not... It's just weird. So the idea is the movie's called Predator, but they never actually were to call them a predator. They never actually named them the Predators. They were just this alien race that they didn't have time to care about her name because they're worried about their lives. But now they officially call it the Predator. And now it's like this wink, wink, nod, nod, ho, ho, ho. And, to go, oh, it's a predator.
He said it! He said it!
That really bothered me. I don't know why, but yeah, really, it's just that's not the point of these movies, man. I don't know. So, finally, so the first Predator ship was carrying this weapon or tool that was supposed to help the Earth, and they mentioned because we're going through global warming, he's bringing us away to save us. Yeah, you know what it is? You ready? You ready for this? This is what's going to save us from global warming that they specifically mentioned. You ready? A fucking Predator suit that goes on a human. Because that's what's going to save the Earth. Another fucking weapon. That's exactly what we need. Another fucking weapon. Oh my God. This movie is so fucking tone deaf. It doesn't even know what it wants to be. It's Alien Resurrection. That's exactly what it is. It's a sequel to a movie that was fine on its own, and it tries to expand it and also kind of hint at in a further universe. This is Alien Resurrection. It's not a good place to be. So that's enough of that. Let's go ahead and wrap this guy up. So as you can tell, I did not really care for the Predator, and the more I thought about it, the more I disliked it. The plot made little to no sense. It's needlessly cruel. It's off. It's a bad entry into this. The tone is weird. It's like tone deaf. It's not very good. I mean, the best you got, if I had to rate it, this is a rental. Yeah, for $1 at Redbox, it might be worth seeing for some good action and some good gore, but this movie is all over the damn place. It is not... It doesn't know what it wants. It doesn't know what it wants to be. It's just not very good. I just don't really care for it. I guess in the Pantheon, I gotta say Predators with Adrian Brody is definitely the best one. I think they did the best stuff with the idea of the Predators and did some cool stuff there. This one missed the mark a lot, and I have to say it probably is the worst Predator movie. Outside Alien vs. Predator Requiem, if you count that, because that one really sucked, too. Yeah. So what did you think of The Predator? Did you see it? Let me know in the comments below. Are you a fan of the Predator movies? Let me know those in the comments as well. Hit that thumbs up if you need a laser cannon shoulder mount, because I could use one of those. So let's all get together. I will build one if I get 1,000 thumbs up. How about that? And if you could share this video, that'd be awesome. I love to bug everyone with my stupid face, and that would be great if you could share this video around. So I'm Sexy Matt the Pharaoh Wizard. Until next time, you're one ugly motherfucker.
Nobody move, nobody gets Nobody